All right, so let's dive into Alibaba. I want to get how this massive e-commerce uh, company really works, their business model. What makes them tick?
We're going right to the source. Using their 2023 and 2024 annual reports, it's like Alibaba's official tell-all for investors.
Exactly. No need to get lost in all the financial stuff. We'll make it clear how Alibaba makes money, what their biggest costs are, and what sets them apart. It's not just an online store, more like,
An ecosystem.
yeah, like a whole city, not just a shop.
So let's start with the money, the revenue streams. By March 31st, 2023, they brought in, get this, 860,687 million RMB.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
That's about 126,491 million US dollars.
A lot of zeros there. So where's all that cash coming from?
Think of it like six main rivers of revenue. The first one, their home base, China Commerce. That's their online marketplaces like Taobao and Tmall.
Right, right. Makes sense. Taobao, Tmall, huge in China, like their version of Amazon, I guess.
You could say that. Then there's international commerce. That's where they're growing globally. Platforms like AliExpress and Trendyol.
So not just content with, dominating China, going
Yeah.
for the whole world.
Exactly. Then they've got local consumer services, bringing that online ordering convenience to everyday things. Food delivery with Elida.me. Grocery shopping with Fresh Shippo.
So it's not just buying stuff. It's like they're providing all these services to make life easier.
Precisely. Then you have Kanayo, their logistics powerhouse. Make sure all those packages get where they need to go, both inside China and internationally.
So they're not just relying on, like, other delivery companies. They've got their own whole network.
Yeah.
Smart.
Very much so. Gives them a lot of control. Next up, Cloud Intelligence Group. They're providing those cloud computing services to businesses. It's a huge growth area.
Cloud computing, yeah, that's like the engine of the digital world, right?
Exactly. It's where businesses store all that data, run apps, and do, well, incredible things. And Alibaba's a big player.
I'm seeing a pattern here. They're not just dipping their toes in. They're like full cannonball into all these different markets.
And lastly, digital media and entertainment. That's Youku. Think like their YouTube and Alibaba pictures.
So they're keeping people entertained too.
Yeah.
Wow, that's quite a mix, isn't it?
It demonstrates their commitment to this comprehensive digital ecosystem.
Okay, let's zoom in on that China commerce retail for a sec. That's their biggest one, right?
Yeah.
How do they actually make money there?
Two main ways. First, customer management. They help those merchants on their platforms stand out, attract buyers. Targeted ads, keyword bidding, things like that. Helping those merchants manage their online storefronts better.
It's not just giving them a platform, it's giving them the tools to succeed. Like, hey, we're not just giving you a stall, we're going to make you the star vendor.
Great analogy. Then there's direct sales. This is where Alibaba is the seller themselves, like Tmall, Supermarket, Fresh Shippo. They manage the inventory and the sales.
So they're playing both sides, platform provider and direct retailer. Clever. But running all this globally can't be cheap. What are their biggest expenses?
It's substantial, but breaks down into key categories. Cost of inventories, obviously, for their direct sales.
Yeah.
Then logistics. Running a giant network like Cainiao, not cheap.
Yeah, all those trucks and planes and warehouses, got to be a fortune. What else?
Well, running those platforms, websites, server maintenance, bandwidth, all the tech stuff, and of course, salaries and benefits for all their employees.
Right, right. Can't have a tech giant without, the talent. What about marketing? Do they spend big on advertising?
They do, definitely. Traffic acquisition costs to get users to their platforms, content costs for their digital media and entertainment, and payment processing fees for all those transactions.
It's starting to feel like they're running a whole country here.
Yeah.
But with all that, what makes them different? Why are they so successful?
Well, it's not just one thing. It's a combination.
Yeah.
First, the power of their ecosystem. It's not just separate businesses, it's all connected. Each part makes the other stronger.
So like a well-oiled machine, everything working together.
Exactly. It creates this network effect. More buyers and sellers, the more valuable the platform is for everyone. It just keeps building.
I see. So not just size, it's how it all fits together. What else sets them apart?
Technology, world class. They handle huge amounts of transactions, give personalized recommendations, make the whole online experience smooth. They're always innovating, pushing the boundaries.
So they're not just keeping up with the tech, they're like leading the way.
That's right. And they're data dominant. Alibaba uses tons of data for insights into consumers to optimize everything, personalize what they offer. They know what customers want, sometimes even before the customers do.
Like they've got a crystal ball for e-commerce or something.
Well, not quite a a crystal ball, but their data analysis is very sophisticated. They tailor the experience for each user, making it more relevant, more engaging.
Keeps them ahead of the competition, I bet. But with all this tech and data, does it get a little impersonal?
Actually, Alibaba is very customer focused. Their mission is to make it easy to do business anywhere. And they mean it. They serve the needs of their customers, whether it's buyers, sellers, or businesses using their cloud services.
So not just some faceless corporation. They actually, care about the people using their stuff.
Absolutely. Happy customers are key to long-term success.
Sounds like they've got a good foundation. But keeping it running, that's another thing. What are the most important operational activities for Alibaba?
It starts with managing their marketplaces, getting and keeping both buyers and sellers. Like tending a garden, you got to keep nurturing it for it to thrive.
So they're not just letting the platform run itself, they're hands-on, making sure it's a healthy ecosystem.
Exactly. They're always improving the experience, getting new merchants, keeping the marketplace alive, and technology, always developing and innovating. Got to stay ahead in the tech world. It changes so fast.
It's like a tech arms race, right? Always got to be developing new things, new services, staying ahead of the competition.
You got it. And logistics, with their network, fulfillment is critical. Got to get those products delivered smoothly and efficiently. Seamless, reliable experience for the customer.
Yeah, ordering online is one thing, but actually getting it is what matters. On time, in good shape.
For sure. And marketing and branding, can't forget that. Build a strong brand, attract new users. That's how they grow.
Got to stand out in a world full of e-commerce platforms.
Absolutely. Communicate their value, build that connection with customers.
And all that data they collect, I imagine they spend a lot of time analyzing it.
They do. Data analysis, it's core to what they do. They're pulling out insights from that data all the time to improve, to personalize, to make better decisions.
Turning data into gold, basically.
In a way, yeah. Finding the patterns, the insights that give them an edge.
All right, we've covered their revenues, costs, what makes them different, how they operate. Sounds like they've got a well-oiled machine, but are they actually making money?
Let's take a look at their financials.
Okay, let's crunch some numbers.
The scale of their revenue is striking. We mentioned that total revenue for 2023, that's a lot coming in, but remember, revenue isn't the whole story.
Right. It's about the profit they make.
Exactly. Their income from operations, that's a good sign of core profitability. It was 100,351 million RMB that same year, roughly 14,612 million US dollars.
Not too shabby. So their model, it's working.
Seems to be. But they operate across 6 different segments. Each one contributes differently to the financials.
Okay, let's break it down then. Where are they making the most money?
No surprise, China commerce. That's their cash cow. In 2023, it brought in 582,731 million RMB.
Over half their revenue just from their home market. What about profit there?
Doing great there, too. 172,191 million RMB in income from operations just in 2023.
Clearly, they're the top dog in Chinese e-commerce. But how are the other parts doing? Growth and profit elsewhere.
They are, but it's a mixed bag. China's their stronghold, but they are diversifying. International commerce, for example, brought in 69,204 million RMB in 2023.
That's a good chunk, especially since it's outside their main area. Profitable, though.
Not yet. Still growing. They reported a loss of 8,429 million RMB there.
So investing heavily and going global. Be interesting to see how that plays out. What about local consumer services?
Growing there too, but it's competitive. Very competitive. 50,112 million RMB in revenue 2023.
So people are using it, but are they making money?
Not yet, no. A loss of 23,302 million RMB in that segment. Seems like there's tough competition. They're investing a lot to gain market share.
I guess they're willing to take a hit now if they see a big opportunity later on.
Makes sense.
What about Kenyao, their logistics?
Kenyao, crucial part of their system, growing steadily, 55,681 million in revenue 2023.
Their own delivery network's pulling its weight. Profitable, though? Logistics can be expensive.
It is. And Kenyao still in the red. 3,622 million RMB loss. Clearly putting a lot of resources into it, building it out, expanding.
Like they're building the roads for their e-commerce empire.
Right.
Even if it's not making money yet, it's strategic. Could pay off big time. Now, the Cloud Intelligence Group, we're hearing a lot about that one.
It is growing fast. 77,203 million RMB in revenue 2023.
Wow, that's impressive. They're making a real impact in cloud computing. profitable yet.
Not yet. Loss of 5,151 million for the year. Seems like a tough battle with the big players are investing heavily.
Playing the long game, betting on the future of cloud computing. What about digital media and entertainment?
Their smallest revenue stream, 31,482 million RMB, 2023.
Okay, so not their main focus right now, at least breaking even there.
Not quite, no. Loss of 4,638 million.
Tough market, seems like. Maybe hoping it'll get more profitable as the other parts grow. So overall, Alibaba's financials, it's a bit of a mixed bag. Profit machine in China, but also investing a lot in other areas, some still losing money.
Good summary. It's a classic growth story, really. Using profits from the established businesses to fuel expansion, new areas, hoping to create a business that's more diverse, more sustainable in the long run.
Bold strategy, but definitely some risks too. They're betting big on succeeding in these new markets. No guarantee it'll work out.
That's true, but they've got a history of innovation, of making things work. Definitely a company to watch.
Before we move on, what about some of the key metrics? The things investors look at to see how healthy a company is financially. What should we be paying attention to with Alibaba?
Gross margin, that's a big one. It tells us how much profit they're making from core operations before you factor in all the other expenses, marketing, admin, all that.
So how efficient they are with the costs of the stuff they sell.
Exactly. Alibaba's consistently had a good gross margin, 38.4% in 2023.
That's pretty good, especially how big they are and all the competition. What else?
Operating margin shows profitability after all the operating expenses, marketing, R&D, you name it.
A more complete picture, then, of how profitable and efficient they are. What was it in 2023?
11.5%.
Not bad, but I noticed it's been going down the last few years. Is that a worry?
Not necessarily. It's mainly because of their big investments, cloud computing, international, all that we talked about.
Right, so less profit now to fuel their strategy for growth later.
One way to see it, investors will be watching how those investments work out.
And free cash flow, I know that's an important one, how much cash they actually have.
Yeah, free cash flow, the cash left after all the capital expenditures, investments in property, equipment, that kind of thing, shows if they can generate cash to invest in growth, pay dividends, buy back shares.
So how is Alibaba doing there?
2023, their free cash flow was 132,054 million RMB.
That's a lot of cash. Gives them options.
Definitely something investors will be keeping an eye on.
Okay, I think we've got a good handle on their financials now. Complex company, lots going on, but we got to the important parts.
We did cover a lot, but there's more to explore.
What's next on our Alibaba adventure? Okay, so we've seen the financials, the profits, the losses, the cash, but what about the future? Where's Alibaba putting their money? What's their investment strategy?
Well, they're not just sitting around. They're investing new technologies, expanding into new markets, even venturing into whole new industries. They're in it for the long haul, and they're not afraid to, take some risks.
That's what I like to hear. So where are they placing their bets? What are they most excited about?
One big area is artificial intelligence, AI. They see it as a game changer, potential to, revolutionize everything. E-commerce, logistics, entertainment, you name it.
Like they're trying to build the future, one algorithm at a time. But AI is a pretty broad term. What are some specific ways they're using it?
All sorts of clever ways. In e-commerce, they're using it to personalize product recommendations, make search results better, even power those chat bots for customer support.
So AI is making the whole online shopping experience smarter, more efficient.
Exactly. And logistics, they're using it to optimize delivery routes, predict delivery times, manage warehouses better, make things cheaper, faster, more reliable.
Like they're building this super efficient AI-powered delivery machine.
That's a great way to put it. They're also developing new services for their cloud computing customers
Yeah.
using AI, image recognition, natural language processing, all that cutting-edge stuff.
So they're not just providing the cloud, they're giving the tools to really use it. What about their entertainment side? Any AI there?
Oh, yeah. For example, on Youku, their video streaming platform, they're using it to personalize content recommendations.
AI is everywhere, it seems. But it's just one piece. What about their global expansion? We talked about their international commerce growing, but it's still small compared to the whole. Where are they focusing?
Several key markets, Southeast Asia, India, Europe, even Latin America, they're buying companies, partnering up, launching new platforms, trying to reach everywhere.
Bold move, going up against some big names in those markets. What makes them think they can win?
They're not afraid of competition. They see this as crucial, for their growth in the long term. They're willing to put in the time, the resources to make it happen.
High stakes, but big potential rewards too. Besides AI and global, Any other notable investments?
New retail, it's this idea that blurs the lines between shopping online and offline.
Right, I've heard of that, making the experience the same across all channels, physical and digital.
Exactly. They're experimenting, like their HEMA supermarkets. It's a traditional supermarket, but also an online platform and a restaurant.
So you can buy groceries, order takeout, even eat there, all in the same place. That's pretty wild.
It is. Alibaba thinks this could change the whole retail industry.
Definitely something to keep an eye on. So they're not just sitting back, they're actively investing in the future. But any investment has risks, right? What are some of the big challenges they face?
Competition, for one. They've got rivals everywhere they operate. In China, it's J.G.com, Pinduoduo. Globally, it's Amazon, eBay. In cloud computing, Amazon Web Services, Microsoft Azure, those are giants.
And don't forget local services, battling with Meituan and the rest. It's a crowded field.
Yeah, they have to keep innovating, finding ways to be different, to stay ahead.
Competition's one thing, but regulation. I know the Chinese government's been, putting pressure on tech companies.
That's another big one. The government's been looking at them closely, and Alibaba's been a target. Antitrust investigations, fines, even pressure to restructure parts of their business.
Sounds like they're walking a tightrope,
Hmm.
trying to grow, but also keep the government happy.
It's a balancing act for sure. They got to be careful not to step on the wrong toes.
Regulatory risk, something to keep in mind. Anything else? Any other big challenges?
Well, the global economy is not doing great right now. Inflation, interest rates, all that. It could impact how much people are spending, how much businesses invest, how the whole economy grows, and that affects Alibaba.
So even with a good model, a good strategy, they're still at the mercy of uh, the bigger picture.
That's the world we live in, unfortunately. And going global, that has its own challenges too. Different cultures, languages, what people want, it's different everywhere. Not easy to adapt to all that.
And building a brand, getting people to trust you in a new market, that takes time and money.
It's not simple, but Alibaba seems to be doing it strategically. They're learning, adapting as they go.
Okay, I think we've covered a lot today. Their business model, their financials, their investments, the challenges they're up against. It's been a fascinating look at Alibaba.
It really has. Complex company, always changing. If you're interested in e-commerce, technology, the global economy, understanding Alibaba is important.
We've tried to break it down for you, our listener. Hope you found it insightful, informative.
Before we go, one final thought. We talked about their big investments in AI, but how will they use it? How will they use this powerful technology to build a business that's sustainable, responsible?
That's a great question.
Hmm.
AI can change the world, but it can also be disruptive.
Yeah.
It's up to companies like Alibaba to use it ethically for the good of everyone.
Something for all of us to think about
Uh,
as we watch Alibaba, as we watch the whole tech industry evolve.
Bill said. And on that note, we've reached the end of our deep dive into Alibaba. Hope you enjoy the journey. Until next time, keep exploring, keep learning, and keep diving deep.